just going to be here in the background and enjoy your PL. Thanks, Sherelle, for doing this.
Awesome. Anytime. Hello, everyone. On this snowy, snowy, snowy day in January. I appreciate you all coming. I know calendars are full, people are busy. I am hoping that something out of today will help you with the full calendars, full email boxes, all of the above. I'm Sherelle LeBlanc. I'm a project advisor with Education Early Childhood Development. And what we're going to look at today is email communication strategies. I'm sorry, I should check. Are you seeing my screen, Amber, my full screen? Okay, excellent. So what we're going to look at today is we're going to look at our own email habits. We're going to look at effective subject lines, and then we're going to look at just a little bit of email etiquette. So we're going to start off with, when do we send an email? A lot of people use email. Not all of us use email effectively. So when do we send an email? When you need to get in touch with a person who's hard to reach. So, can't get them on the phone regularly. They're not located in the same office, any of those. And a lot of folks are working remote now. So there's not a lot of people that are working in the office anymore. This is a big one. The information you want to share is not time sensitive. The act of sending an email is instantaneous, but that does not mean the sender is going to give you an instantaneous response to your email. You need to send somebody an electronic file. That just makes sense. You need to distribute information to a large number of people quickly. So whether that be a memo, just an FYI, whatever that looks like, and it needs to be sent to the entire office staff, or you need a written record of your communication. So saving important emails can be helpful if you need to refer back to what somebody said in an earlier message, or you need to provide some kind of proof that the email was sent. For example, you've paid for a service or a product and you just need something to put it into your iExpense or whatever that looks like. When not to send an email. So this is even more important than when to send an email is when to not send an email. Your message is long, complicated, or requires additional discussion. We've all been part of those email strands when you get an email, you reply, you get another email, you reply, you get another, and by the time you're done, you've got about 8 or 10 emails in your inbox. And so that conversation probably would have been accomplished much more quickly, face to face, or even just a Teams call. Information is highly confidential. This is a big one. All of your emails, all of your Teams conversations, if you have a phone, a work phone, everything that you do is subject to an RTIPA. Everything that you send can be forwarded or resent. So keep in mind with certain information that your email is never, ever, ever private. Okay. It can be it can be forwarded without your knowledge, and a backup copy of your email is always stored on a server somewhere where it can be easily retrieved by interested parties. Even when you have deleted, just keep in mind it is not gone forever. And the last one, your message is emotionally charged or the tone of the message could be easily misconstrued. It's really, really, really hard to get tone out of an email, especially if there are folks who for some reason all caps is just their go-to. They're not angry, it's just how they type. Maybe they don't see well. So anytime that you think that the tone of the message is going to be extra important, or it's an emotionally charged conversation, much better face to face. You'll save yourself a lot of trouble that way. All right, so effective subject lines. So we know we have to send an email. Okay, so let's do it. So how do we get our point across? How do we do it quickly? How do we do it effectively? This is catching on a little bit at EECD. I do see more folks using the, for your information only or action required by. So I do think this is very, very helpful when it comes to emails. We can potentially get hundreds of emails a day. So this will just help you figure out which emails are now emails and which emails could potentially wait for when you just have a little more time. So when we're sending emails, we want to avoid vague one-word subject lines, and if possible, make it an actionable subject line. So what is it you need from the folks you're sending the email to? So for example, for information only, so no action is required. I'm just sending you this email, it's a newsletter. It's just hope you had a great vacation, anything like that that doesn't require an immediate response. Great. Feedback required by, and then you put in a date. So I need you to send me information. I need you to set up a meeting. I need something from you, and I'm going to need it by. So if the email is not, you don't need anything from me today, great. I can take that. I can slide it into my calendar. I can slide it into my task list. I know I don't need to open and read and focus on that email right now. Action required by. So if you use that subject line, also make sure you put the action that is required from them close to the top of your email. So that if they do decide, I'm just going to take a quick look and see what it is, they know exactly what it is that's required of them. This one should be used very, very rarely. Urgent action required immediately. Because again, email is instantaneous, responses are not. People could be in an all-day meeting. People could be in PL. If all of your emails start with urgent, that is a time management problem. And my favorite, if the message is short, put the subject, put it right into the subject line and then add EOM at the end, which means end of message. This is really great, for example, if you're moving a meeting room or you don't need to meet anymore. Easy, just put it in the subject line, moved meeting to room 240. EOM, send. Then they don't actually have to open an email to read anything. It's right in the subject line. They can just hit delete and whatever action was required, great. Email etiquette. This is another one. It's tough. When email has become really one of our main forms of communication, this can be a little tougher when it comes to email etiquette. So number one, keep the email short. We've all received those emails where it's paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs of information. It's incredibly hard to digest paragraphs of information in an email. So a better idea would just be, what is the action you require from them? And all of those reams of information, put it into an attachment to that email. They can download that attachment and read it later. They can print that attachment, read it on their bus ride home, whatever it is. But keep it short. Don't discuss more than one subject. That also comes back to, it makes it incredibly difficult to recall an email. I read that in somebody's email. I can't remember what the email was. If you've discussed, 2, 3, 4 subjects in the same email, it's going to be really, really hard to find that information again. Again, list your actions first. So what is it you need from folks in your email? Put it right at the very top. Hello, how are you? Actions required, and then additional information if needed. Be clear about who you're asking to take those actions. So, if there's 3, 4, a dozen folks all included in your email, what do you specifically need from them? Eliminate your unnecessary CCs. We do love to keep people in the loop with information. But again, we can get, 100 emails a day, 150 emails a day. So really think, is it really necessary for me to CC them in on the email? If you do think they'd be just nice for them to know, make sure you put that, there's no actions for these folks, just CCing you in for your information. Label your attachments appropriately. We do not do this well. We don't want to leave emails in our inbox just because they have an important attachment and we need that attachment. We want to label our attachments well so that when folks download those attachments to their file folders, they know exactly what it's for. They can easily go back in and find it again. So I know with our new printers, when you send anything from a printer, it just gives you this long set of numbers and letters. That's really not helpful for folks who need to go back and find an attachment later. So Again, never use your email for urgent matters unless absolutely necessary. There is this great thing called the 3-hour rule. If it requires a response within 3 hours, it's really for your sanity better to just Teams call, send a little Teams message. If when you have a minute, can we connect face to face, whatever that looks like. But again, be aware folks are busy, 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 and they're not always able to get back to you as quickly as you need them to. And manage your expectations. And this is a big one on both ends, sending and receiving when it comes to emails. If we're not using emails for urgent matters, we don't need immediate responses. And again, for this one, it's really, really great to use your out of office. Even if you're in the office, but you're incredibly busy, you're working on a priority project, you're not going to be able to get to your emails as quickly as you normally would get to your emails. Put in a little out of office just to let people know I've been pulled into an urgent matter, and it may take me longer than usual to respond to your emails. And again, that just tempers and manages those expectations. How to manage your inbox. Constantly flicking to your email as new messages arrive can actually be incredibly disruptive to your day. If an incoming message distracts you from your productive work, it takes an average of 4 minutes to get your brain back on track to what you were doing before you went in and checked that email. So if you think about it, if 15 emails derail you, you've lost an hour of your productive time. So again, temper those expectations. It's different if you know you're expecting a really important email, but keep in mind just how distracting having all of those email alerts and pop-ups and such can be to your productive work. So manage when you check your emails. And this is important. Your calendar is not just for meetings. It's really, really important to actually put work time into your calendar, or your entire calendar is just going to be filled with meetings. So block a time in your day where you use that time to just check emails. So it'll just give you a really nice block of uninterrupted time to at least easily delete the junk mail or move out your newsletters and such into these ones I'll read later, and then mark those potentially urgent ones for, okay, these are the ones I need to get through today. If your day is full of meetings or you're offsite, use your out of office. Again, temper those expectations. Don't leave messages in your inbox. If you leave it in your inbox, it's just going to get buried under the next 100 emails that are coming into your inbox. I really like the under 2 rule. So if you can respond in less than a minute, respond and then either delete or file out of your inbox. Put to-do items straight into your calendar or task list. So if, for example, you've got an email, it's got a really great subject line, and it says, I need information from you for Friday, and you have a little bit of room in your calendar Thursday morning, drag that email right into your calendar and set time in your calendar Thursday morning to complete that task. Set up folders in your inbox and actually use them. And this is the good one because we're in the new year. Move all old emails into their own folder. We are now January 16th. If you have emails in your inbox from potentially October, September, August, from 2023, I guarantee you they've stopped waiting for your response. They've found the information somewhere else, or they've got it in a face-to-face meeting, something like that. You can move those emails out of your inbox. Just do a mass move, set up a 2023 folder, move them out of your inbox. It'll make it so much easier to keep on task with the new emails coming in. Effective use of your calendar. So again, it's not just for meetings. Make sure you schedule yourself work time and protect that work time. Your calendar is yours. Try to keep your calendar as up to date as possible. And that includes, for example, travel time. If you're traveling somewhere and it's going to take you an additional 40 minutes, make sure that you put the travel time into your calendar. So again, people are not expecting you to respond to urgent emails or anything like that. They know you're traveling and they know they're not going to get a response. Protect your work time. decline meetings or suggest a new date and time if they're in conflict with important work. This is a big one. If you're invited to a meeting that is in conflict with important work, if they really need you there and you decline the meeting or suggest a new date or time, they will try and make that work for you. So keep that in mind. Your time is just as valuable as anyone else's time. If you're unable to make a meeting, ask a designate to attend. If the meeting is important and you are going to require information from this meeting, ask a designate to attend or request action items to be sent in a follow-up email. And I know we all struggle with this as we're invited to meetings that don't have agendas, for example. They have a vague subject line. When you get the meeting request, you don't know what the meeting is about. You don't know what your actions are. You don't even know if you're really supposed to be there. It is absolutely okay to follow up with the person who invited you to the meeting to find out if you're going to bring any value to that meeting or that meeting is going to bring any value to your work. You may not be the one they needed that meeting. And it's better to know before you attend the meeting than halfway through and go, actually, my coworker would be a much better fit for this meeting. Any meeting you attend or any meeting you hold should have an agenda and should be followed up with a request of action items that have come out of that meeting. So what was the purpose of this meeting, right? What did we want to get out of it? Did we get out of it what we thought we get out of it? And then any of those actions that will be needed that have come out of that meeting, send them in a follow-up email. I know that was really fast, but I'm trying to be very cognizant of your time. So questions, comments, concerns, clarifications. Is there something I can help you with right now? Any such information? I know it's a lot. I will happily share the PowerPoint with you for anybody who wants the PowerPoint. At this, I can show you my inbox. I have one email in my inbox right now. But again, it's really easy when you know all the tips and tricks and you've started out that way versus somebody who probably has 3,000 emails in their inbox and now has to start from 3,000 emails in their inbox, right? So, Amber,
I have
Amber.
a question. Yes, Amber number 2. I guess it's kind of linked to that. How do I know if I need to keep that email? Like what factors make that email important enough to keep? Because I find myself going back and rereading or needing information, sorry, quite frequently from some emails that I could have possibly deleted, which kind of happened already in my Hotmail account, and I really regretted it. So yeah, like how can I filter to make sure I'm not deleting that really important message?
If there is potentially something in that message that you think you may potentially need to go back to in any way, shape, or form, instead of deleting, file it. But just make sure when you are filing it, you have a filing system that's going to allow you to find that email again. If it's an email with an attachment and it's the attachment you need and not necessarily the email, download the attachment. Take the attachment out of your email, put it in a file in one of your shared drives, put it in a file on your desktop, whatever that looks like. Get the attachment out of your email. Because I find a lot of times it's not actually the information in the email we need, it's the information in the attachment.
Fair, but it's logged in my brain by who sent me that email that has the attachment I need, right? So I guess that's kind of where I need to put the handle on, hey, this is the email I was sent from so and so with this information. Okay, that makes sense.
If it's easier for you to file by person in your inbox, absolutely file by person. Like if it's in your head that, oh, I need this information, this person sent it to me, absolutely have a file folder in your inbox for that person. Send the email over there with the attachment. Just also download the attachment. So do both if you want. Like it's easy. I very, very rarely delete an actual email. I delete any meeting acceptance. You know, when you send out a meeting request and then you get 50 people send either accept, decline, whatever that is, delete those. You don't need them. There's a tracking feature in your meeting request. You do not need those. Mass delete, get rid of them. We are really, really super polite folks So anytime somebody sends us something, what's the first thing we do? We send them back an email saying thank you. You don't need those. Delete them. Delete. Don't keep.
Sherelle, that new feature that we have where we can just send a thumbs up or
Yes,
something, that
exactly.
helps a lot, right? It
Yes.
acknowledges that you got it, that you've read it, and it doesn't clog up their email. I love that
Emails.
feature.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's fabulous.
Yeah.
And to be fair, when's the last time you sent information to somebody? Do you even remember if they sent you an email back saying thank you, that was very helpful? Probably not, because your task is done and you've moved on. So don't feel obligated to send someone an, oh, thank you, that was great, because they probably have already moved on from it. And you're just cluttering up their inbox, which I know sounds awful because, again, we're awfully polite and you're all teachers, which automatically means you're also helpers. And the last thing you want to do is potentially hurt anyone's feelings, right? So again, use the thumbs up, whatever that looks like. But again, you don't have to keep, anytime somebody says thank you, anytime somebody, you don't need to keep it. If there's an email chain in your inbox and there's 3, 4, 5 emails and people, they've been responding, just keep the latest one in your inbox. You don't need to keep the whole email stream because the whole email stream is available on the latest one. File the other ones. You don't need them. So that's another thing, like we'll end up with, especially if there's 3, 4, 5 people who are all responding to the same email, just keep the latest. And again, so much easier for you to put it into your task list or drag it into your calendar. And you can really just drag and drop into your calendar. You don't even have to copy and paste information.
Sherelle, I used to do that all the time. And since we've updated the Outlook, I can't seem to drag it to the calendar at all. But that's just something that I just wanted to bring it up in case other people are having the same problem. But when I have time, I'm going to kind of just Google how to troubleshoot that because I used to do it all the time. I thought it was a great feature, but anyway.
Are you using the web version of Outlook?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Somebody told me somebody told me you can't do it in the web version of Outlook. So I have the actual Outlook app and you can still do the drag and drop.
I'm using the web one then, I think.
The web one? Yes.
I go into Microsoft Office and I open the app. So is that the app one?
I have the one from my
I'm
desktop.
online and I can do it.
Okay. Okay, so you can still do it
every time
in the web version?
Yeah, because I'm the one that people will say, I'll say, I can't get this to work. And they're like, are you using the online version? I'm like, yes. And I'm like, I'm sticking to it. So I've never had a problem with it.
Because I'm going into Microsoft Office and I'm clicking on the app, I'm not using the web version, right?
You shouldn't be if you're clicking on the actual app.
Using the desktop version.
Interesting.
Anyway. I don't know. I can't do it anymore. I used to love it. I'll figure it out.
Okay. Do you want to share your screen really quick, Gail? And I'll see if
No, I am not sharing my screen because you have one email in your inbox. And it would be to my everlasting shame to share my screen.
Gail,
with
I have
to
tell you, I was in a meeting with someone the other day and I will not name names. They shared their screen and I almost had a heart attack. Their inbox had upwards of 40,000 unread email messages in their inbox. 40,000. I'm like, how do you look at that every day
I know
and not have severe anxiety? What was that, Amber? You know who that is? You've probably seen it too. And again, like, trust me, they're no longer waiting for a response at this point. If it is, 3 months old, they stopped waiting. They found the information somewhere
I've actioned them. I just haven't deleted them or moved them to a file, like I'm pretty good at staying on top of responding, but it's just not like, and I do file a great many of them, but it's just that sometimes I just don't do that. But I
get there.
I know that I've responded to them and whatever. Anyway, my digital nightmare, not yours.
Set yourself up a 2023 folder, Gail. And move all of them into that 2023 folder and then set yourself time to go through your 2023 folder to file them appropriately. Just get them out of your inbox.
I know.
You'll feel so much better about it when you get to do that mass move out of your inbox and use 2023 folder.
So you're like the Mary Kondo of emails, are you, Sherelle?
Well, except don't go by, does this bring you joy? Because 99% of your emails will not bring you joy.
Right. sure there's a reality show out there waiting for you.
Oh my God.
Okay, everyone, thank you so much. We are,
Oh, look at that. 4:11.
I know, we're perfectly at time. Thank you, Sherelle, so much. Like all the PL that we do, we recorded it. I'll upload it to the PL Hub page and send out the link. And
Awesome. I'll drop the
anyone from the
PowerPoint
South?
into the chat too. So
Perfect.
if anybody wants the PowerPoint, it'll be in your chat.
Perfect. Just a reminder, anyone from the South, the Meet Your Superintendent PL is Thursday at 3:45. And for any of your friends who are jealous that they didn't get to have this time with Sherelle, she's doing it again on Thursday. So, and I think that's pretty much all. And then next week we have our district touch-ins, so touch base. So we'll see you guys all then. And thank you so much, Sherelle.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
Have a
Sherelle.
great day. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.